Came to win, to fight, to conquer, to thrive. I came to win, to survive, to prosper, to rise.
So we understand before coming back to North Marion a few years ago, you had a different role here. What exactly was that?
Well, in 1988, 89, 90, and 91, I was the head boys basketball coach here. Took over for Mr. Odell, who's still on staff here as a social studies teacher.
Did you have any kind of a teaching position here, or were you just working for sports?
The first year that I was here, I was just coaching and doing some substitute teaching. The second year, I was an instructional assistant in the special ed room.
Where did you go after your time here at North Marion?
After my time here, I spent 10 years at Kennedy High School in Mount Angel, and I was the head boys coach for those 10 years. I was also the high school athletic director, district athletic director, taught health and PE, driver's ed, just a conglomeration of classes that whatever they threw, I taught.
What influenced your decision to come back here to North Marion?
Well, I was teaching my most recent position. I was at a middle school in Silverton, Mark Twain Middle School, 7th and 8th graders. And I started off there teaching 7th grade English. Did that for 3 years. Moved into the PE department my last 2 years there, and then decided to go back to school to get my administrative license. I really enjoyed high school, working with high school kids. I missed high school athletics and thought it would be a good opportunity and a good fit for me to get back to the high school. So just before I got done with my degree, this position opened up. I applied, was very fortunate to get hired.
You were recently chosen as the 4A Athletic Director of the Year. To what success can you attribute that to? Well,
I think anytime that an award is given out, one of the things that you have to look at is, you know, all of the things that are behind that, because no one individual can truly run an effective athletic department. There's just so many things that are happening, so many events, so many logistical things. And I think one of the things that is so good about the community that we have here is that there's a lot of people that are willing to step up and help. You know, you take a look at some of the outside improvements that we've made. You know, we've got a brand new hitting building that's almost 6,000 square feet. A couple brand new dugouts on the girls softball field. Those things wouldn't be done if we didn't have good community help. And I think, you know, the type of person or the type of people that we have going to school here, the kids, you know, they're very caring, very hardworking. Their parents are extremely helpful, and so, you know, I attribute that, you know, to the support we get from the community and also from the kids in school.
With the recent hiring of a new head football coach, can you walk us through the hiring process of that?
Yeah, we, you know, Mr. Colney decided to retire, you know, in December. We opened up the position. We had a tremendous amount of people express interest in that. We had about 25 applicants. From those 25, we put together a screening committee of four people, a community member and some staff members and the superintendent. They went through all of the applicants, they scored them, rated the candidates, and then we put all of those score sheets together and came out with a finalist pool of 4. We interviewed 3 of the 4. One of them withdrew his name. We interviewed 3 of them to get down to a final pool of 2. We brought 2 of them back for a second interview. We had them go through a 20-minute demonstration with student athletes, to get an opportunity to see how they worked with the student athletes, how they communicated with them, what kind of rapport that they would build up. And then we also had a parent come in and ask some parent questions. And so when everything was all finished, we felt like we had done a really thorough job finding out as much as we could about the candidates that we had interviewed. And I really believe that by using that process, we are able to get a very qualified candidate that's going to fit the needs of what we have here at North Marion.
If you had to choose one highlight from your illustrious career, what would that be?
One highlight, huh? Well, there's been so many things that have happened. When you're in the business long enough, you get to experience a lot of different things.
Yeah.
I also coached boys basketball for about 15 years, and one of the things that really stands out, as a basketball coach is actually not a game that we won, but a game that we lost at the buzzer that would have sent us on to the state tournament. And it was a very hard loss, something that stayed with me for a long time. But it was also a loss that actually brought a group of people together because they had spent so much time together playing the game that loss didn't tear them apart. I think the other thing that's been really exciting is my first year here, being able to go down to Gill Coliseum and watch our kids play, and also watching all of our students go down and supporting them, and watching that school spirit build as that season went on. And that was a pretty exciting first year. And I think the other things, is, the wrestlers up at the state tournament, watching Jake and Tyler Stiegel both winning state championships. They're, in the same year, which I believe was about 20 years after their dad had won a state championship. Watching Lucas win, 2 state championships, and now it's 3, and Jake winning his second also. And also, being part of a school and having a real rich tradition. Our cheerleaders have won their 6th state championship, and that's a pretty amazing feat for them. I mean, those things you just can't replace. It's very enjoyable and satisfying when you watch your kids be that successful.
Do you have any future plans here, short term or long term?
Well, one of the things that we're working on right now, and whether we're going to get that to work for next year, or whether we're going to be a year away, is that we're looking at putting in a synthetic turf field. We're also looking at resurfacing the track and putting in, updating the grandstands, both on the home side and on the visiting side. Taking our facility outside, our outside football facility, and make it more of a multi-purpose, to where soccer can practice and play. You take your typical football field in Oregon, and it's good for about 6 Friday nights a year, because that's when you have the 6 football games. As much rain as we get, too much traffic on it is going to tear it apart, and then pretty soon it just becomes a muddy place to play. So going that synthetic route, which a lot of schools are doing right now, would be a project that we've really started. We're moving forward on it. Just a matter of time now.
And lastly, if money were not an issue, what would be the 2 things you would do here?
Well, I think one of the things that I would really like to see happen, and if money was not an issue, is I think we need to build another. Well, first of all, we need an auditorium, a fine arts auditorium where our band and choir and drama can have their productions. I also think we need to build another gymnasium with updated locker rooms, an updated weight room, and a wrestling room, to where we can, really put our kids in a good position by having those upgraded facilities to be more successful. Our gym here right now, our number 1 gym, it's over 50 years old. It's got wear and tear. It leaks in the wintertime, and it's a great place to play games. But we can always use more practice space, and it would be nice to have a cutting-edge facility.
Thanks. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Cole, thank you. My pleasure.